soon be here. So before we start, we're just going to play some clips from the Iwaju series. So can we have those clips? Okay. The panelists are the three co-founders of Kugali, Tolu, Hamid, and
wow, this is amazing!
Hola! Oh yeah, sorry. It's enough, thank you. Oh, zip my necklace.
I was lying in bed one morning, and every morning I read the news on my phone, and I go to the different newspapers, and I was on the BBC, and they had this headline, Pan-African comic book company wants to kick Disney's, So I was like, oh, this looks fun.
Jen Lee came into the Frozen. She was like, I read this interview with this. Have you heard of this company, Kugali? And she was just like talking. I was like, slow down. What are you saying? And she's like, I read this interview with this company, and this one guy said,
we're gonna kick this in Africa. I know that's gonna happen.
He wasn't saying it as a joke, he was saying it sincerely. And it intrigued me so much. And she said, what do you think? And I said, well, I think we pick up the phone.
It's no respecter of persons.
I always had the desire to tell a story about Lagos because it's my home and where I'm from. I think Lagos is that the island and the mainland are real. The island is where the wealthy live, the mainland is where the working class and poor people live. And the geographic divide, I think, is a fascinating place to build a sci-fi story.
Daddy says dangerous, but you know me, I laugh in the face of danger.
I didn't hear you laughing.
We already had experience working with people in different places, different time zones, because we have artists. It was kind of like an extension of our existing work process.
this is not us making up a world. This is us doing our best to portray a very real world, and we want to get every single detail right.
So you want to see the real Lagos?
Yes!
No wahala, but you have to do what I say.
Deal.
Where you going?
You want my car?
Ajegunle is one of the major locations in the story. It's where Tunde is from, it's where Kole is from, it's where Bode is from, and Marlon West, our VFX supervisor, was also amazing in really being able to help us technically deliver on the show that we wanted to bring to life.
Tola, you just had to go. If you had just waited until Daddy took you.
I'm like, this is her. This is Tola.
Yes, I won! I have never done voice acting before. When I was 3, I played a sheep in my Christmas play.
Alright, so for the last two reads, just add a little bit of emphasis on Annie, so Annie.
I don't know why I'm here or what you need, but I will not be any trouble. Cute, if this was yesterday.
If you look at African culture today and the diasporan culture as well, the way a lot of people express themselves as, like, they express their culture in themselves is by what they wear. And in Lagos, there is this Ankara design with Ankara patterns. So I wanted it, because this show is a love letter to Lagos, I wanted it to be as though this show put on an Ankara design itself. So you'll notice the show is very colorful with a lot of patterns and shapes in very many places. We use a lot of patterns in multiple ways to convey messages sometimes, but it's also very, very colorful as a show. And that's because that was kind of the intent was.
Tola, we're here.
When I read the script and there was this part that Tola had to go to Ajegunle, I thought it wasn't a...
All right, so we can bring Hamid on. Hamid is one of the Kugali co-founders. There are 3 Kugali co-founders. He's one of them. And you were